Slava Isusu Christu. Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Board of Directors seated here in front of you, our volunteer committees, the Supervisory Committee, the Community Services Committee, the Scholarship Committee, the Grant Committees, our staff, senior staff, and our employees, we welcome you, our members, to our 68th Credit Union annual meeting. We have some music in the background. We can all get up, maybe, and dance now. Okay. Вітаємо вас, наші члени на 68-й загальні збори нашої кредитової спілки. Сьогодні ви почуєте звіти від 21-го року, які будуть представлені дирекції та різно. Ми трохи пізно все робимо збори, бо через COVID нам дала та причина робити в осені. То було прошлий рік і рік перед тим. Ми ж віримо, що на другий рік все піде нормально до березня, як ми все робили. Так що, hopefully, the COVID passes over. І так само пригадаю всім, що вже на другий рік це наш 70-й ювілей кредитової спілки. Just a quick translation. We fell off our schedule with our annual meetings only because of the COVID crises and the ability to get together. So we're fortunate that's kind of going away, we hope, we think. And we have the opportunity to be here, people to people. This is our 68th annual meeting. Next year we're going to try to do our meeting in March. And then next year also is the 70th anniversary of our credit union. I'm sorry? Okay. Okay, I don't know if I can turn that higher. Can you hear me back there? Back there, can you hear me? How about if I don't talk into the microphone? Can you hear me? Is that better, Irma, for you? No? Okay. Irma, I'm sorry. You have lovely people around you. As a matter of fact, school teachers and doctors who can quickly on the spot translate for you. And I apologize, you know. Okay, we're going to start off our meeting today with the standard Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer. So everybody can rise. Our flag is right here. And we can all do it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Kind of remain seated. Kylo, can you lead us into a prayer? Коротеньку молитву. Вибачте, переважно хтось в саді від цієї громади мав бути, але нема.
Я не очікував такого запрошення, але раз ми зібралися всі разом в тому залі по випадку нашої річниці, 68-ї річниці і також наших річних зборів, то я хочу подякувати разом з вами, нашому Богу, за Його благословіння і успіх в нашій праці. І Його благословіння на подальшу нашу працю в кредитній спілці. Молимося. Владика, Господи Ісусе, ми Тобі щиро дякуємо за прожиті роки нашої праці, нашого Господаря і Боже служіння нашим людям у Українській федеральній кредитній спілці. Слава Тобі! Боже праведний, благослови нас надалі, благослови, Господь, нашу працю для нашого колективу, в нашому колективі і для нашого народу. У цих питаннях, фінансових питаннях, щоб допомагати нашим людям, Господи, досягати успіху і добробуту в їхньому житті. Благослови це, ту зустріч, яку ми маємо на сьогоднішній день. Нехай буде ім'я Твоє Боже благословенне у всіх наших, Господи, ділах і потребах. Тобі хвала, Тобі подяка за все. Бог Отець, Дух Святий. Амінь.
Thank you, Michael, who is our regional manager in the Sacramento area. And basically his prayer thanked the Lord for giving us the blessings to exist 68 years and to give us strength, love, and great success in the future. Thank you, Michael. Тепер ми маємо minutes from the ви всі отримали наш протокол від останніх засідання, яке відбувалося 23-21 року у церкві Святого Йосафата. Чи є пропозиція прийняти ці minutes, протокол? Бачу, що є одна. Second, пан Лилак. Чи є дискусії на цим протоколі? Окей, якщо не всі за тим, прошу руки вгору. In favor of passing the minutes from the last board meeting. Is anybody opposed? Хтось проти? Добре, дякуємо, оголосно. Добре. Тепер йдемо далі. Ви також, everyone also received your Dumkas today, and on page 2 of the Dumka, on the left corner, is the 222 annual meeting, membership meeting, with the proposed agenda, which is the welcoming, reading of the prior minutes, President's CEO report, Treasurer's report, Community Relations report, Supervisory Committee report, Ukrainian American Community Foundation report, a discussion, Nominating Committee report, our budget for 22, and then adjournment. Do I have a proposal to accept the agenda as posted in the Dumka for today? Oleg makes the motion. Do I have a second? Okay. Any discussion on the agenda? If not, all in favor, raise your hands to accept the agenda for today. Anybody opposed? All is opposed. Okay, so for the record. Thank you. The agenda is accepted. Okay. Тепер ми хочемо зробити хвилинку мовчанку для всіх наших членів, які відійшли від нас прошлого року. Right now we'd like to stand up and do a moment of silence for all of the deceased members who left our credit union family last year. І так само добавка за всіх померлих українських солдатів, які теж війшли в вічну пам'ять. Дякую. Вічна пам'ять. May God rest their souls. Okay, so now we're going to right now I'm going to quickly just go over my report, which is in the Dumka. I'm going to highlight some of the things here. You can read it in detail. I think overall we had a great year, a super year. We succeeded in providing excellent results in growing our financial institution and gaining new membership. In spite of the fact that we had a difficult year with COVID, we had today's reality with inflation, we had challenges with climate change, and then, of course, the war in Ukraine. Impacted many of our members' lives. But it's becoming more challenging to adjust and compete for today's family economic independence. Despite many distractions and negative life events, we have succeeded, okay? We have succeeded in providing year-over-year growth, stability, and membership growth. What business are we in? What do you think? What business are we in? Financial, right? And finance is usually what? It's usually deals with numbers and money. We are in the money business, and some of us are not worried about money. But many of us and some of our members probably are. These are difficult times, and it's nice to be on the side that you're not worried about money. But it's very, very difficult for our members to be on the side that you have these worries day to day, and they don't not only impact their families, but they impact our credit union. And it's kind of a we and a us. As far as the credit union, we have a strategic plan, we have audits, we have daily, weekly, monthly, semi-annual reporting on our health, on our financial health. Just like going to a doctor, you go for checkups and you do the same thing. But individually, how many of us are attuned to your financial health? Do you have a strategic plan for yourself? Do you know where you're headed, where you want to be? And that's the question that I'd like to pose to our membership today. Some of us feel great about our finances, and some of us, again, are not great. However, it is a life skill challenge and may be confusing or scary if you don't have a plan. The TIAA, which is a Teachers Association fiduciary, very strong in insurances, 401ks, conducted a survey in January of this year in 22 of adults 18 and over, and found that only 50% of those surveyed really have no idea or very little idea about finances. Yeah, why? Is it a literacy issue? I think it is. Will it affect us? I think it might. So I think the challenge for us, and you, is to really start building that new learning. The learning about finances is like a new language. It takes time to learn. There's so many parts of it, and to be competent in it, you have to keep going back to it, understanding it, so you can be on the side of the comfortable. Money evokes strong emotions. Those of us who are struggling with money feel better. Don't feel. Money makes us feel better, or could make us feel embarrassed. Okay? So there's possibly two kinds of feelings when we're dealing with money. We're a credit union, we know this. You feel stuck and stalled, if you're on that one side of the survey, or you're feeling safe and supported. Okay? And the big driver here is an emotional driver. The emotion is fear. If you're living on that other side, that fear hits you, hits your family, disrupts. And I think because it is emotional, and because fear is the driver, what kind of fear? Fearing of making a bad mistake with my money, of not having enough money, not being scammed with my money, not trusting my advisor with my money. All of these are there. So the better educated you as a member are, the better we have as a credit union to help our members in those situations, I think is a win-win for all of us. That survey, by the way, showed that about 7 out of 10 people kind of have a budget, but only 20% follow the budget. Only about 30% have a written financial plan of where they want to go, where they want to be. The income that they make off of your money. 78% say they have an emergency fund, but that fund only can cover about 4 to 6 months. So again, thinking long-term, what happens if the economy is disrupted? What happens if I get sick? I don't have a job, things like that. And the biggest comment here on the wellness, financial wellness, is the 59% report of some stress relating to finances. So again, stress, finances, fear. It's something for us to consider as leaders of the credit union. And how do we really, how do we gear up to kind of help ourselves to help others? And I can refer you to this list, after the meeting, or I can send it on the whiteboard for UFCO volunteers. But I think it's something worthwhile for us to pursue. And we've talked about it in our strategic plans all along. Okay, but UFCO is here to help you in in this financial awareness. And please be assured that we are here for you, and just have your members know that we are available. We have resources that we can refer you to help out in those situations. And I'm sure our loan professionals also work with many of these individuals that I'm talking about. All right, so basically then, we are a nonprofit organization. We had a record year, and I think the numbers show for themselves if you read through the reports. We kept our operating expenses low, and I like this one, while providing better salaries for our employees. Not good enough salaries? Anyway, better salaries. Hopefully, we know we've seen that. We've seen some adjustments during the year because it goes through the board. And hopefully that did satisfy based on your performance. Okay, we are the backbone of many communities that we serve in the United States. Every one of these 13 branches across the country shares and supports a unique common bond experience for the geographic areas that we service. Throughout the past year, we conducted special meetings with the community leaders, members, and business representatives. We openly engaged them in offering SBA paycheck protection plans, consulate visitations, home banking grant distributions, and new common bond expansions. Today we are blessed to have the 13 branches represented with the branch managers from those. So I would like to acknowledge them and have them kind of stand up while I call your name out. We have the regional branch manager for Rochester and Webster, Galina Diak. We have the Syracuse branch manager, Irena Tobiuk. We have the regional branch manager for Citrus Heights and Rancho Cordova, California, Ohio. We have the regional operations manager, Sophia Kern. We have the Federal Way Seattle branch manager, Oksana Pierce. We have the Parma Osnova Cleveland branch manager, Inessa Koval. We have the Charlotte branch manager, Tatiana Shishkovsky. And we have the regional branch manager to Portland and Vancouver, Volodymyr Kovalovich. It was an exceptional year. It was a good year for UFCO and would not be possible without the help of our credit union family working together as a unified team. Thank you, volunteer board of directors, supervisory committee members, Common Bond Branch advisory members, scholarship committee members, UFCO Foundation, and our CEO and staff, frontline workers. Especially thank you to our valued members for your continued business support, trust, and continued loyalty. Personally, I would like to thank Oleg Lebedko for his extraordinary leadership throughout these past challenging years. When he successfully managed our credit union's success, along with supporting common bond membership activities, in addition, providing support to our volunteer board, audit, community foundation services. And also, probably many of you don't know, Oleg was recently appointed as the honorary consul of Ukraine representing Western New York, Buffalo, Syracuse, Corning, etc., and Rochester, of course. It's very honored. So, наприкінці хочу сказати, що наші серця і молитви з Україною. Слава Богу, слава Україні, героям слава. Remember, at Ukrainian Federal Credit Union, we start and end with you. Those are words that we believe in, we should be walking, and we should memorize those as we meet with a client. Lastly, our hearts and prayers are with Ukraine. Glory to God, glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes of Ukraine. And again, I thank you, and I'll pass it on to our CEO, Oleg Lebedko.
Thank you, Pan Vasil. My full report is in the magazine on pages 6 and 7. I'm not going to read the whole report. I'll just give you a few highlights of our success in 2021. It was still a COVID year, 2021, and we still have some remaining COVID cases in this country, but hopefully we will not think about this next year. But unfortunately, we have another serious situation, war in Ukraine, and all our hearts and thoughts are with people of Ukraine. And not just that, this year we started assisting Ukraine and Ukrainian community locally and supporting non-profit organizations in all areas where we serve our community. Initially, we have a foundation, and they'll report this, that initially the foundation received $50,000 from the credit union to distribute to organizations all over the country where we have branches. But in addition to that, we waived a lot of wire transfer fees and provided volunteer support to our organizations all over the country. In general, we waived fees for wire transfers to Ukraine and wire transfers to charity organizations that help in Ukraine for millions of dollars. Just the first 2 weeks, we calculated it was close to $700,000 transferred to Ukraine, and we waived fees for those transfers. So the credit union is helping in many ways to make sure that Ukraine succeeds and Ukraine remains free and independent. But we're reporting for last year. So last year we had a successful year, especially for loans. The year before that, 2020, was very successful in deposits. People brought their money to the credit union. Last year, we provided a lot of loans to our members. Loans grew by almost 14% last year, especially real estate loans and commercial vehicle loans. In addition, we gave mortgages to our members that were sold over 10 million or at the secondary market, so they're not in our portfolio, but we still provided these loans to our members. Deposits grew by close to 8%, and our total assets grew to $341.8 million. That was an increase just over 9% for the whole year. Now our net income, we had a record net income in 2021. It was over $3 million, and it's $3,161,281 for the whole year. That's a record net income because of our operations, but we've also received some refunds from the government for the money the credit union lost during the crisis in 2008-2010. So we received some refunds from the government for that, and in addition to our operating income, we received over $3 million net income that went into our reserves. Our membership also continued growing, and we reached 22,870 members. Our branches in California, Washington, North Carolina, and Ohio were the leaders in attracting new members. This year, I'm happy to say that Rochester and Webster branches are growing fast. It's fueled by the newest immigration, I can say, or newest humanitarian parolees from Ukraine because of the war. Unfortunately for Ukraine, these people are leaving. Hopefully they'll be coming back, but if they stay, it's an increase to our membership. In general, in New York State, Rochester attracting a lot of new arrivals from Ukraine. After New York City, Rochester area is the largest in attracting the new arrivals from Ukraine. Last I saw was about 1,200 people that arrived to this area. New York City, of course, is close to 12,000, but Rochester has about 1,200, Buffalo about 400, and Syracuse about 300 people. That's as of last month. So we have a lot of new people that are arriving from Ukraine to this area. Last year, during the planning sessions, we planned to continue branch development, open new branches, and our plan was to work with South Carolina and Florida. A lot of people from other states are moving to those areas, and I'm happy to say that as of today, we have a signed lease already for a branch location in South Carolina. It's in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Still working on Florida, so hopefully we'll have a branch in Northport, Florida, early next year. We helped our community during the COVID years. A total of $350,000 we received a grant from FHLB. Was distributed to local nonprofits in New York State. Last year was $150,000, in addition to $200,000 we distributed in 2020. And all of these successes were made possible by our employees. Panos already introduced our out-of-town managers. I wanted to also acknowledge our local employees in Rochester. We also have our management team here. I just wanted to introduce, you all know probably, Maria Milazzo is our Chief Lending Officer. She is in charge of our great loan growth last year and this year. We have Kelly Neal, our HR Manager. Tanya Kozak is here, and Maria Nolan from Syracuse. She is in charge of our e-services. And we have Ola Surashkevich is hiding behind the screen, our marketing manager. We have Maria Romaniuk and Nadia Masna also present here, that our employees. And Zhanna is the back table. Thank you for all your work last year and this year, and because of you and because of all of you, our members, we are succeeding, and we make this year and next year as successful as previous years. And next year we'll be celebrating 70th anniversary of our credit union. That's a great achievement, and you'll all be invited to the celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Oleg. Right now, we'd like to hear our treasurer, Barbara Gutierrez, give us a report.
Hello, everyone. Great to see you all. So, as we all have been talking, 2021, terrible year, COVID, everything, we're kind of moving past it now. And the, okay, all right. Okay, so we're moving past 2021, and UFCO Credit Union is very well positioned, remains financially strong. If you measure it by total assets, we increased this year 9.1% to $341.8 million. The loan growth, as Oleg mentioned, was exceptionally solid, increasing 13.7% to $33.7 million. To $279.4 million. So we serve 22,870 members with online transactions, shared banking, and within the 13 branches across the country. We supported our community through lending in church loans and commercial loans. There was an increase of 9.4% for church loans, and commercial loans increased by 10.5%. The contributors to the loan growth increase was the mortgages as well as used and new car loans. Both of those grew over 15%. So we know historically the mortgage rates have been very, very low, so we were able to really take advantage of the boom of new mortgages and refinances. So that contributed to a really good year. As we continue to add capital in 2021, our earnings grew $3.2 million in net income. Our credit union is considered well capitalized as measured by NCUA, and our net worth at the end of the year was 8.45%. So this was really representative of a high level of safety and soundness and offers really good protection to the possibility of any unforeseen losses. So 7% is considered well capitalized, and we were at 8.45. So that was very good. So as I mentioned, the credit union remains really strong, even with such a upheaval through the last few years, and really has the ability to provide new and outstanding enhanced services for the future, extensive branch network, and opportunities to support new growth, such as Northport and Spartanburg, as well as any other products and services. So, in closing, obviously it's a strong financial institution. I think well-trusted financial partner because of all the great service that all the people here provide to the members, always positive feedback. And, again, as you all know, we provide a wide range of loan products and different things to meet financial goals of people young and old. And in closing, we're grateful to our members, to our folks that we work with on a daily basis, the loyalty and the dedication, and especially for choosing UFCO for all your financial needs.
Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. And now we're going to have Bogdan Zakrachichin come up to talk about the community advisory activities.
Вітаю всіх учасників сьогоднішніх наших зборів. Звіт нашого комітету ви можете познайомитись, сторінка 14, page 14. Я не буду проходити все з браком часу, тільки нагадаю, що всі ми пам'ятаємо, дай Бог, щоб ми забули і ніколи більше такого не було. Це ще був рік, коли певні обмеження, пов'язані з ковідом, не дозволяли нам і активно нашій фінансовій установі активно працювати в громаді, тому що всякі громадські, церковні і молодіжні всякі заходи, вони були обмежені. Так що, надіємося, вже починаючи з цього року, у нас, як кажуть, громадське життя оновлюється, і я думаю, що наша кредитова спілка буде знову брати таку активну участь і допомагати, так як і завжди, локальним, місцевим, молодіжним, релігійним, а також іншим об'єднанням. І ми будемо представлені і по мірі можливості будемо і вже допомагаємо. Багато є запитань відносно зв'язку з відкритою війною Росії проти України. Багато запитань від наших членів приходить до нас як до дирекції і до нашого комітету, як наша фінансова установа допомагає і чи допомагає у допомозі Україні. Ви знаєте, що, очевидно, може пан Лелак, як президент нашої фундації, скаже ще деталі, але ми прийняли рішення, ви знаєте, ми як фінансова установа не проводили окремо ніяких заходів, але ми вирішили і від нашої фундації ми виділили $65 тисяч на допомогу організаціям кругом, де є наші бренчі, де ми є представлені, на допомогу цим організаціям, які проводять ті чи інші заходи, пов'язані з організацією допомоги Україні, також з фаундрейзами. І і ми вирішили допомагати таким організаціям. І на сьогоднішній день ці гроші були розподілені і отримали знову ж, всі ви знаєте, організації, які допомагають і організовують певні мероприємства, пов'язані з допомогою Україні. Чи це відправлення матеріальної, чи це відправлення контейнерів і допомоги, чи медикаментів, чи інших матеріалів. Як до нас звертались ці організації, ми допомагали їм в цьому. Так що я хочу, щоб ви, члени кредитівки, розуміли, що це є якраз та допомога. Ми на засіданні дирекції обрали такий шлях допомоги. Тому що ми, як фінансова організація, федеральна, державна, ми обмежені у проведенні тих чи інших, чи закупівлі якихось матеріалів для України. Але, я кажу, ми підтримуємо ті всі організації, які це роблять. Так, щоб, хоча не за минулий рік звіт, але я вирішив дати цю інформацію, щоб ви знали і другим, бо пояснили, якщо хтось запитає, то що дуже багато запитань є, чи ми, як Українська федеральна кредитова спілка, допомагаємо Україні. Ну і також я хочу ще зачитати листа. Тут уже наш президент сказав два слова, я хочу дуже коротко зачитати офіційного листа Міністерства закордонних справ України. Міністерство закордонних справ України оголошує про призначення пана Олега Лебедька почесним консулом України в Рочестері, Сполучені Штати Америки, з консульським округом, що охоплює територію міст Рочестер, Баффало, Сиракюзи, Корнін, Елмайра, Ітика, штату Нью-Йорк, з тим, щоб він у своєму консульському окрузі виконував консульські функції відповідно до пунктів статті 5 Віденської конвенції про консульські зносини від 1963 року. Міністр закордонних справ України Дмитро Кулеба. Так що ми ще раз вітаємо. Це і заслуга нашої кредитівки, в тому числі це нам реклама, це дуже, так що ми побажаємо пану Олегу здоров'я і наснаги, бо це багато роботи чекає в майбутньому. І хотів сказати, що дуже, ви знаєте, по всіх сьогодні присутні менеджери, наші менеджери з всіх наших філій, кругом, де є представлені наші філії, ми проводимо так звані послуги консульське обслуговування, домовляємося, і ті чи інші консульські дипломатичні установи України, які представлені тут в Штатах, проводять виїзні засідання. Це є в Каліфорнії, і в Сіетлі, і в Шарлотт, і в Каролайні, і в нас в Нью-Йорку. Слідуючи буде, через тиждень, 8 числа, буде в нас, ми тільки домовились, буде в Огайо, у Пармі, Огайо. Також у листопаді місяці ми ще організуємо і в Рочестер один раз, і ще один раз в Каролайні. Хотілося б в Південній, але побачимо ситуацію. На закінчення хочу подякувати всім і менеджерам, а також в їхньому лиці всім волонтерам, які допомагають нам, які представляють і в громадах наше ім'я, нашої кредитівки. І дякуємо, велике вам спасибі. Хай ваша праця і праця ваших волонтерів далі буде направлення на добре ім'я нашої кредитівки. Бажаю всім нам зростання і хай Бог береже нас у цій праці на благо наших громад українських по всіх штатах на території Сполучених Штатів. Всього доброго.
Thank you, Bogdan, for great work with our communities all across the USA. Right now, I'm going to call up Dr. George Hrybichuk for our Supervisory Committee report.
Дякую. Сліпаки. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to give the annual report. The full report is on page 12 of Dumka, but kind of in a nutshell, we can follow the bouncing ball. In September 2021, the board appointed the supervisory committee again, and that was Olga Kovalyov in the Rochester area. Vasid Grutsuta is in Syracuse. Vasyslav Melnik is here in Rochester, and also we're happy to introduce a new board member, or a new supervisory committee member, Ihor Levkiev of the Portland branch, and I again serve as chair of the supervisory committee. So the supervisory committee met virtually during the year separately with the board to execute its responsibilities in a timely fashion concerning audit reviews, security, and financial health. And the primary responsibility being to ensure that through the audit of the credit union according to the governing rules and regulations. And of course, to that end, the committee auditing process included three categories. We have the internal and external audits performed by internally and then by the professional auditing firm of the Bonadio Group. Then we also have the NCUA examiners coming in, and they completed their audit of the credit union as part of the scheduled cycle of activities that they oversee. And lastly, the supervisory committee conducted its reviews of the audits as well as addressing member assistance reports and review of closed accounts. So the credit union received an unqualified opinion statement from the external auditors in March 2021, and the committee was provided with a statement that the required yearly verification of member accounts was performed. The NCUA also completed and submitted its examination report to the credit union in March 2021, and the SC committee is happy to report no significant deficiencies were noted. So, phew. Overall, on behalf of the supervisory committee, the results show that the credit union was thoroughly audited, showing that the credit union is financially strong and well managed, and the committee gives its full support to the current board management and wishes future success. Дуже дякую.
Thank you, Dr. George. Safe and sound, that's the motto. That's what's been for 68 years, and moving forward, that's the way we want to keep it. Before I introduce Dr. Lulak for the foundation report, just wanted to mention to you, probably give you more details on what our Ukrainian American Foundation is all about. But there are also some board members here that I'd like to recognize. Volodymyr Otvaryukin and Galina Dyakiv on that board of the Community Foundation, besides all the other board members who are seated in front of you. So right now, without further ado, to the podium marches beautiful Ukrainian tie.
Добрий день, добрі люди. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 27th annual meeting since 1953. So the foundation, as reported earlier, has been involved in a number of humanitarian efforts across the country. Just for your information, my report is on page 16 in your handout. I made a small list of accomplishments here. A little less than 7 pages, but I thought I would condense it for you over the next 25 minutes.
Food's here.
Yeah, the food's here. We should be able to start pretty soon. So this year, all joking aside, we've had a really beneficial year. We helped many people across the U.S. Every year for the last 11 years now, the credit union and the foundation itself has been supporting different efforts, mostly educational, certainly before the war in Ukraine in 2014. We had focused most of our efforts on educational processes and community cultural things. So over the course of the last 11 years, this foundation itself has contributed and donated $173,000, basically for foundation scholarships and community events. This year was a little bit different in the sense that we gave $146,000 out in 2021 for different events. And one of the things that really was a hallmark of accomplishment last year was the publication of a book called Dumke bez measure. What the hell is that in English now? Thoughts. I remember I had thoughts. Thoughts without thinking, or thoughts without dreaming, or thoughts, however you want to translate that. Dumke bez measure was a publication that we have been working on over the last 10 years, a group of volunteers at the credit union and across the community. And we're very, very delighted to have finished that project. We had support from the Pilashenko Foundation. Mrs. Irma Pilashenko was here. This was a project that Mirko, her husband, started just as an idea, and he had collected poetry from different immigrants who had come to Rochester and other branches over the last 10 years, and this collection just continued to grow. And so we were able to finally put it into print. It's now available. We have reserved copies of the credit union for people who would like to take some home with them. But the collection itself is now housed in Rochester at the University of Rochester. So that's a big accomplishment for us last year. And we spent most of last year actually focused on that. In addition to that, we also provided over $24,000 in scholarships for undergraduate students and graduate students. Thanks to community donations from members within our organization, but also organizations external to the credit union. And they're listed here on page 16. In addition to that, last year, as usual, we always donate to Rock Maidan and to Interval. Both humanitarian groups have been supported by the credit union over the last 10 years. But this year, as you know, things really geared up in February, and we've been able to provide additional monies that has been donated through other applications. And we've given that money out for direct humanitarian aid to Ukraine. You'll hear about that more next year. It'll be in our 22 budget report. But that's just something you should be aware of, that it's not just something we started this year. We've been continually supporting both those groups, not only here in Rochester, but also across the country. And the last thing I'd like to mention is that last year was also kind of a sad year in that one of our members on the foundation board and an emeritus member of the credit union itself board passed away. So Mr. Pilashenko had been a real prime mover in most of the kind of efforts that we've made, not only with Ukraine, but also here in our evangelical community, also in our Sacramento branches, and also in our northwestern branches. So even though the departure was very, very sad for us, we've been able to fill that position on our board. Mr. Otiskevich is now a member of the foundation board with Helena Yakiv. So we have more input from younger members and from people who are directly associated with the credit union. I'm very proud to report that also this year. So I'd like to thank everyone who's made this possible. And I think we're trying to do the best we can to provide humanitarian aid in addition to our regular supplementing of educational and cultural programs. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hen. A lot of activity going on, and I'm sure I'm going to keep it up. Right now, we'd like to do the nominating committee report. Mr. Bogdan.
Згідно правил NCUA, президентом нашої кредитівки була призначена номінаційна комісія в складі 3 людей. Богдан Захарчишин, голова, Мазур Ярослав, член, і Отворухін Володимир, член номінаційної комісії. Прізвища членів дирекції, повноваження яких закінчилися: Євген Лилак, Барбара Гутєриш і Василь Корнило. Номінаційна комісія на своєму засіданні вирішила рекомендувати на новий термін членів дирекції Євген Лилак, Барбара Гутєриш і Василь Корнило. Більше до номінаційної комісії, згідно термінів, які були виділені, більше других кандидатів не надходило, а також до секретаря нашої кредитівки також письмових петицій про прохання чи бажання бути на Board of Directors також не надходило. Тому в зв'язку з цим ми рекомендуємо на новий термін цих трьох членів дирекції, які були на нашій дирекції. Знову ж Євген Лилак, Барбара Гутєриш і Василь Корнило.
Дякуємо за апдейт. А тепер ми зробимо review of our planned budget на другий рік. Вже хоч рік майже кінчається.
Budget is on page 9 of the magazine. So I'll briefly go through the main points. Next year, the column is 2022 budget. The income we projecting from loans and investments is $11,369,007. Interest expense is $1,542,890. Provision for loan losses we projected for $360,000. Non-interest income $2,195,312. Total non-interest expense we projected at $10,082,245, and net income $1,599,184. I'm happy to report that as of the end of August, we already achieved our budgeted net income. So this year will be very successful as well as last year. So, дякую. And wanted to thank Pan Vasil and Pan Bogdan for mentioning the honorary council appointment. It's not just my achievement, то не тільки моя заслуга, а то заслуга і кредитної спілки, всієї нашої громади, яка є дуже активною. Our community is very active, our credit union is very active in helping our consulate, our diplomatic establishments in this country. So this is not just my achievement, it's an achievement for the whole community. Thank you.
Ви почули звіти наших провідників. You've heard the reports, the annual reports. And now it's our turn to have a discussion, if you wish. So I would like to open it up, as in every democratic process. Are there any questions to any of the reports that you have read, heard, or seen, or want to see? Tamara, go ahead. Yes. Member and board member, and previous CEO.
Добрий день, вітаю. It's not so much I want to ask a question, I just want to share some information. This year, our Ukrainian American Community Foundation, for the first time, is applying for an open world program for delegates to come to Rochester from Ukraine. As many of you know, it is COIL, it's a congressionally sponsored leadership program that brings former professionals from former Soviet Union countries to the United States to learn best practices in various areas. This year, for 2023, most of the delegates are from Ukraine because of the war in Ukraine. And many of the topics are dealt with veterans, children, families suffering from war. So we have applied, first time, hopefully our foundation will be accepted as a grantee for the program. And we applied in May for the program working with children. suffering from trauma. So I always look and invite our community members to be host families for 1 week to welcome a professional young person who deals on this subject. So in May, we are applying for the program dealing with children. In the fall, we are applying for a program dealing with women veterans. As you know, many women in Ukraine have come up and have said that they want to fight for their country. Women are strong in Ukraine, just like our women here in the USA. So thank you very much, and I look forward to your support. And all the best to our credit union and to our foundation in this new endeavor. Дякую.
Thank you, Tamara, for your dedicated, continuous, proactive community involvement work that you've done in the past, that you're doing, and that you're doing in the future. Okay, any other questions? Can you smell the food? Yeah. Motion to adjourn our meeting today is by somebody. Okay, oh, 2 board members have had, seconded by Bogdan. All in favor? Aye? Against? All right. Дуже дякую. Thank you so much. Safe travels back home to wherever you guys are traveling on planes, cars, and have a great year. God bless.
Thank you.